Are you stuck and looking for a way to kickstart your personal growth in life?
Well, in this episode, we're going to share with you a simple key that unlocks the door to unlimited personal growth in our own lives. Well, it's July 19th, and it's time for another double shot from My Sober Truth. Sean, I love this whole reading today, false pride, and it's so multi-layered.
Yes.
You know, we promised a simple key, and of course, a simple key that helped unlock unlimited personal growth in our life is
Exactly.
simply asking for help.
Yes.
You know, but there's a two-way street here, and I'm going to ask you a question about your own recovery in a second. But there seems to be two things about asking for help. Number one is being humbled enough to initially ask for help, and then I would say the other side, being humble enough and keeping your eyes open enough to receive the help from wherever God sends it from.
That's
You
right.
know, it's kind of like that old joke about the guy who was stranded in a flood.
Yeah.
He says, "God save me," and he sends a four-wheel drive truck goes by and say, "Come on, hop in." He goes, "No, I'm waiting on God to rescue me." And then the water gets higher, and a guy comes by in a boat and say, "Hey, come on, jump in. I'm going to rescue you." He said, "No, I'm waiting for God to rescue me." And then the flood waters get higher, and the helicopter comes by and says, "Hey, come on, we're going to get you out of here." And he goes, "No, I'm waiting on God to rescue me." Of course, the guy dies. He gets to heaven, and he goes, "God, I needed your help." He goes, "Well, I sent you a guy in a truck, a guy in a boat, and a guy in a helicopter. Why didn't you get on?" You know, and we tend to do that same thing in our own lives. I mean, how many times do we ask for help, but then we judge the source?
We want the help in the way we want the help.
Exactly. It's just so stupid. I mean, again, it goes back to the title of today's reading, False Pride. We know we need help. We ask for help, but then we reject it when it comes in this form. It's crazy.
Wait a minute, I wasn't looking for that kind of help.
We're so silly. So let me ask you this. And so asking for help, seeking help, humbling ourselves is all part of the whole recovery journey. I mean, we've all done it. We're all going to do it again. So in your experience, how has asking for help from God, from other people, helped your recovery and helped you grow personally?
Well, just the act, once again, we get back to the actions that we take, and we are our actions. I had a lot of false pride, and let's be honest, I still have some false pride, and sometimes it gets in the way. Most of the time, I'm pretty good at keeping it at bay these days, but the act of asking for help will very quickly negate that. Not just asking for help from, yes, friends, family, whatever, a sponsor. It's one of the things that make that sponsor-sponsee relationship so special is a lot of times it's okay to ask your sponsor for help. That's what they're there for.
Right.
They're specified for that. Whereas it's a lot harder to ask even a close friend.
Right.
Sometimes relationships are tricky things. Well, your sponsor-sponsee relationship is just for that.
Right.
So it's a very special relationship. But just once again, the action of asking for help. And then also the action, and I say this is definitely an action word, of receiving the help, of allowing that help to come into your life. Like I said, I'm very prideful. I can be. And even when someone sees that I need a hand or wants to offer help, I'm very quick to go, no, I got this.
Right.
And my wife, she corrects me on it all the time. And she'll just kind of nudge me and go, "Hey, don't steal their joy."
Oh, that's good.
And that was it was a big thing for me to hear in my life. Don't steal their joy, because sometimes I forget how good it feels to help people.
Right.
And if someone else is trying to help me, who am I to steal their joy from them? I should allow them to help me with whatever they're trying to help me with. And all of that breaks down this false pride, and I've got the notes here that I wrote when we were going through and kind of talking about this episode. I got basically it's the definition that I came up with for myself about false pride. Any satisfaction or sense of entitlement that I get from anything that is outside of God's will for me. Well, that definition gets very clear very quickly when I go back to what I believe God's will is for me, and that's God's will is for me to be of service to my fellow human beings. So once I have that set in my head, which I do, I know what God's will is for me. He wants me to be of service. So anything that's outside of that very, very quickly could lead into false pride if I'm not careful. So I try to keep my mentality in that service mentality. What can I see to help? You know, is there a woman, a man, who, whatever? Is there someone who needs help with their groceries? Is there someone putting a heavy load of wood into their truck at Ace Hardware? You know, whatever it is, anything that it is, a piece of trash on the ground. I talk about this a lot, you know, and it comes back to some days it's harder to see the light than others. Well, when I can't see the light, I need to be the light. And being the light means going out and taking these actions, asking for help, calling your sponsor, calling a trusted friend or confidant, saying, hey man, I'm having trouble today. I need some help. Immediately that goes to work on your false pride, and it just starts to turn things around. It does for me. It will immediately turn things around for me. And God has these subtle ways of checking me when my pride's getting a little out of whack, you know? And so I just can't stress enough this idea of not only asking for help, but even when you're not asking for it, accepting help. Don't take someone else's ability to be of service away from them.
I like that analogy you brought up, because it was that, you know, in your walk, in your life, that your highest calling is to be of service to others. But it's kind of interesting to think asking for help and receiving the help from someone else is a form of service to someone else. And so it's kind of mind-boggling when you think of it. So, but again, we promised a key, and the key is asking for help, because it does something for you, it does something for the giver in that situation. So as we wrap up, let's pose this same question to our viewers today. So guys, tell us this: how has asking for help from God and from other people aided your own personal growth and recovery? Take a few minutes to think about your answer. Put your answers down in the comments section below, and hey, who knows, your answer just might help someone in their journey today. And on that note, for My Sober Truth, I'm Mark.
Hey, I'm Sean, and here's hoping that today you stay drunk with success. Love y'all.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you're thirsty for another round, then belly on up to mysobertruth.com and click on the double shot button today. There you'll find the encouragement, inspiration, and support that'll help you stay clean, on track, and prospering in every area of your life. Take a moment to subscribe to this channel, and if you got a minute, stick around. Let's watch another video together.